I'm joined by back-to-back Super Bowl champion and Pro Football Hall of Fame quarterback John Elway. Mr. Elway, thank you for joining me.
You bet, Nick. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too. Now, about 5 years ago, you revealed to the sports world that you had this progressive hand condition called Dupuytren's Contracture. For those who don't know what that is, how would you explain it?
Well, it's kind of hard to explain because I think an amazing thing, Nick, it affects a lot of people in the country. Over 5% of the population has this condition. And it's really something that's, you know, it starts contracting in your hands, right? To where you can't put your hand flat on a table. And so, and the thing is, it's a condition that can progressively gets worse. I remember when I was the GM with the Broncos, I saw it in my hand, and it's funny. They call it the Viking disease because it affects Northern European descent. And so I've got Norwegian in me. And so Greek sent me to the hand specialist, believe it or not, and found out that I had this Dupuytren's contracture. And for a long time, there was only surgical options. And now there's a non-surgical option, which I chose because I'd had enough surgeries and was able to get my hand released. And even though it's a condition that you can't get rid of it, but it's something that, obviously with the non-surgical option, you can relieve the effects of it. And so I've had tremendous, reflex from it. And I think that, it's something that a lot of people have out there. It's amazing when I did this, and this is why I'm excited about doing it, is to that people have this that don't know what it is, to be able to go, you can go to online, you can go to factsonhand.com and learn all about Dupuytren's, what it is, and the effects of it. And so to be able to get the word out and to help some people out there. And it's amazing how many people have come up and talked to me about this and say, I did this 5 years ago and did a commercial for it. And so it's something that we're getting the word out again and trying to help those people out there try to understand what's going on with their hands.
Now, you mentioned a non-surgical procedure because as athletes, we've had a lot of surgeries, but describe that for me because I'm thinking what you're describing, it seems as though it's something that would prevent you from gripping things, but how did the non-surgical process help you?
Well, it helped me because I was able, and the thing is, if you can't put your hand flat on a table, and that's where the contracture piece of it starts coming to where it constricts your hand. And so it's something that, because the non-surgical is pretty invasive and it's a long recovery time to where, when I went through it, and the non-surgical is, it was probably 24 hours. They inject some medicine into your hand, and then you go back 24 hours, and they're able to, because it's a collagen buildup in the palm of your hand around the tendons in your hand. And so you get a collagen buildup, which constricts your hand. And so therefore, this is non-surgical. They can shoot it up, and then they can actually release the collagen from your hand to be able to, to where you can get your hand flat again on the table. So it's something that's annoying. It's something that's progressively gets worse if you don't get it looked at. And so again, this non-surgical, option is why it's important, and what we're trying to get the word out to where people, the recovery time's much less, maybe a week. I was back playing golf in a week. And so, just would suggest to all your listeners out there that, go to factsonhand.com, tells you all about Dupuytren's contracture. And then, you can contact a hand specialist from there. And hopefully they can go that route and it can help some people out.
Now, after you do the non-surgical portion of it, is there any type of hand therapy exercises that you do to kind of help your hand movement?
There really isn't. It's not like anything else in the fact that it's kind of ready to go. And so obviously you get a little soreness there. But, like I said, I was back within a couple days, gripping a hand, and once you get through the soreness of it, it's a lot less invasive than surgery. And so that's why we're encouraging people to contact their hand specialist and see if this is an option for them.
Now, I can't let you out of here without asking you a couple of football questions. Obviously, you're in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. There's a guy that both you and I know very well, Mike Shanahan, who's waiting for his day. When do you think that day will happen? And more importantly, what's been the holdup?
Well, that's a good question because I think that time is now, Nick. I think that, Mike Shanahan is, the best coach I played for in my career. And I think when you look at Mike and his career, having won 2 world championships, plus I think the key thing with Mike is the influence he's had throughout the game on the offensive side of the football game of what he's done offensively with the West Coast offense when he took it and expanded it like he did when he became the head coach of the Broncos. And I think that, and then you go from there. Then you look at, you look at the coaching tree of the coaches that have coached for Mike, the young head coaches out there, Kyle Shanahan and McVay, those young guys that are offensive gurus that have all, got their tutelage underneath Mike. And so I don't think, when it comes down to a coach that deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, I don't think there's anybody more deserving than Mike Shanahan.
Now, there's a kid that plays for Coach Prime in Colorado named Travis Hunter. He's up for the Heisman, and he's a versatile player. He plays offense, he plays defense. If you were the GM and you were thinking about drafting him, would you entertain the idea of him playing both ways?
Well, I think you always got to entertain that. I think that when you look at his athletic ability, what he's done, and he's still a young guy. And so I think he's just going to continue to get better. He's got the tools to play. He's he's a great corner as well as a great wideout. And so I don't think there's any question. You want to get your best athletes on the field. And the more times you can get them on the field, the better off you are. And so there's no question, we would entertain, or I would entertain him, going both ways. And obviously he's proven he can do that. Now the NFL is a different, it's a different level, but obviously he's got the talent to do it. He's going to be great. Whatever one he picks, he'll be great at too.
Well, I'll get you out of here with this one. Shedeur Sanders is a quarterback that has the Buffaloes playing well. As a former quarterback yourself, what advice would you give him as he prepares for his transition from collegiate game to the pro game?
Well, yeah, obviously, his father's done it before and understands it very, very well. But I think Shedeur had, obviously he's got talent. He can make all the throws. He's a great athlete, can move around, has a great feel for the game. And so I think that, he'll keep his nose to the grindstone. His father's going to tell him what a jump it is from college football to the NFL because it's a huge jump. But, he's got the ability to do it. Obviously, hopefully he gets in the right situation like Bo Nix has got into with the Denver Broncos and Sean Payton. Hopefully Shedeur gets in the same situation in the NFL where you have that, you can click with that offensive coordinator, somebody that, and a quarterback coach and a head coach, and somebody that will bring him along step by step and not rush him into situations. And so, but Shedeur can do it. There's no question about that. And hopefully he gets in the right organization that helps him get there.
To learn more about Dupuytren Contracture, make sure you check out factsonhands.com. That's factsonhands.com. He is the great John Elway. Thank you for giving me some time.
You bet, buddy. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you.